Greetings to you folks. I really wasn't going to make a video today because more information is needed. And as it's compiled, kind of points me towards a direction of what I see actually happening within Scripture. If we remember in Zechariah 12, there's some sort of a something that happens in Zechariah 12:4 that God will actually intervene in such a way, blinds horses, confused people, blinds men. So we know something happens, and that still has not been fulfilled. Again, an action of God. The action of God that we see, that's in Psalms 83. And then the whole world will know that Psalms 83:18 after it happens, which that hasn't happened. Those two correlate with each other. And part of it is what I'm seeing, I'll tell you now, and then probably won't even know until next week, because President Trump wants to meet with Iran leaders next week. But let me just, I'm going to go out on a limb here and just tell you, and I'll give you more on Sunday on this, and other things that are happening too that would align with Scripture. But this one's important because the way that I'm watching and seeing is even though that the fighting is over, the war's not done with Iran. So Iran's attitude, we haven't heard from the Ayatollah Khamenei, the leader of Iran. We haven't heard from him in 2 weeks. We don't even know for sure whether he's still alive or not. So the point being then is that what I told you about in Zechariah 12, kinetic energy, some sort of war, possibly. If Iran right now, in complete defiance, is building its ability to be able to launch many missiles all at the same time in a one-time, all-out missiles towards America's bases and missiles towards Israel. I think we understand that some of the missiles that were used by Iran were able to get past Israel's defenses. That's kind of alarming. But if that should be the case, see how I'm kind of painting this picture now, but we really can't tell yet. That if it is that Iran should do something, that's what would match Zechariah 12. And then we have to get into other things that would be talked about, which is happening within Gaza Strip and Hamas. How will that fit into the picture? And the way I can see that whole thing with the hostages can be settled two ways. One, with Israel continues what it's doing, and now talks are taking place. Hamas and is talking, so we're going, maybe we can, Israel saying maybe we can keep the momentum moving, that the peace between Israel and Iran, they stopped warring. If they could find a way to make an agreement, they could stop warring in the Gaza Strip. If they could keep that momentum going and somehow find a way to get the hostages released, whether it be over time, that's important. How long is it going to take for them to do that? Because is this going to keep on going that long? If they say 60, 90 days, okay, we're going to wait another 60 or 90 days. Or the other way that this could be fixed, this whole hostage thing can be fixed. One, Israel can, make some sort of an agreement. Talks are in process right now today. Or the other thing is God can fix it. And that is on that day, Zechariah 12, Psalms 83, that all seems to be kind of like, maybe like a stage setting up. I'm back talking now about Iran. Is that possible? Okay. More information is going to be needed, not only from now till Sunday. We'll talk about it some more, but on from Sunday. Let's see what it is. Because, President Trump is not really all that concerned about a nuclear deterrence with Iran. They figure that's pretty much done now. So now what's America first, according to President, what is it that they want out of this deal may be different than what Israel wants. And then Israel may have to take a firm stance and say to America, no, we're not going to let you resupply them or help resupply them. I'll give you one example. Trump is being more lenient on the oil sales from Iran to China. China's kind of like a shaking hand, a little, hey, thank you for not getting involved in the war. So America wants to deal with it. The other thing we're going to dip into is the Abraham Accords on Sunday. I want to discuss that in more detail and give you my position on that and the way I see it, and again, how it aligns with Scripture. Okay, until Sunday, I wasn't going to make this a long video, just right to the point and then go from there. And then Sunday we'll get into more detail. All right, I'm still on top of it, folks. Going to stay on top of it. I'll be watching it every single day. And I've got all my little scribbly notes down here, and I'll do my best to explain as it pertains to Bible prophecy of end times. Okay, until Sunday, folks.